Hey there, it's Hills from the Blue Flame Apothecary. Whew, the energy of this full moon is amazing. I feel like I'm always saying that, but full moons, new moons, they have amazing energy. This one's different though. This one's a bit lighter. I just finished and uploaded yesterday the new Cosmic Light Drops update, and the name that came in for it is The Incredible Light of Beingness. Today I woke up with this really intense you must now talk about Isis and Sirius. The way it came in was kind of funny. It was actually through Saturn. In my dream state, Saturn kept trying to get me to remember Easter. Saturn's currently retrograde, so the Lord of Time will kind of come in and be like, remember this thing over here, there's something to do and say and talk about with that. And then when I was coming out of dream state and into meditation state, it was like, oh right, Isis, re-envisioning the birth story was really loud at Easter time. And Sirius and Isis are actually pretty major players in the astrology for like leading up to this full moon, and as we move into the solstice, and then Sirius is going to get really loud as we start to get closer and closer to the Sirius stellar dimensions conjunction with Sol, our star system. So these two great central suns meeting up. But that's for later. Interestingly, Sirius and Isis didn't make it into the newsletter at all, because two other very loud players are involved in this particular full moon cycle, and that's the Great Attractor and the Galactic Center. The Galactic Center and Medusa we're going to put over onto a shelf over here until the next update. They're very loud and they were very present in the newsletter, so I'll put a link below if you want to read that as well. But the Great Attractor is actually sitting right now in a trine with a conjunction between Mars and Chiron. The way that this has come in is that Mars has come up to meet Chiron to kind of fortify us. We've been doing a lot of work in the last couple of years with identity and who are we. That's Chiron and Aries energy, and that's where we are collectively. And Mars is that kind of warrior energy, but it's not war. It's not battle. It's fortitude. It's strength. It's allowing that backbone to come in and say, I am strong enough to allow myself to be present and know who I am. I am strong enough to be present in who I am, in my true identity, in my core self. And in doing that, to also let my wounds be cleared out. The way that the Great Attractor is kind of like a cosmic vacuum cleaner. If you think of our galactic center, that's the center of the Milky Way. The Great Attractor sits at the center of the Lanaki Supercluster. I hope I said that name right. And this is like our continent. Like if the Milky Way is the state or city that we live in, this supercluster is our continent. It's the entire region in which we live. It's home to billions of galaxies. And the Great Attractor is the center point. It's the black hole at the center of this, sucking things in faster than you can even, they can't even come into consciousness before it's sucked out. Like, let me take that. Let me take that from you. Let me take that from you. when the Great Attractor comes in, it's and it feels like sucking the poison out of the wounds, sucking the poison out of the wounds so that they can heal properly and you can stand with the gifts that are underneath them, that are inside them. So where do Sirius and Isis come in? Sirius and Isis are currently conjunct one another over the course of this full moon. Today, I'm recording this on Saturday the 11th, and they're almost exactly conjunct. Isis will pass over, or it has kind of already passed over where Sirius is over the last couple of days, but the conjunction is going to stay strong through the full moon. And in many ways, the divine mother energy that Isis holds is directly connected to the stellar dimension of Sirius. The ancient Egyptians, where Isis's lineage is held the strongest, is very connected to this stellar dimension. And you could say that it's like her stellar home. It's her stellar home. Interestingly, they're not just square to Mars and Chiron. It's actually a T-square because they're exactly opposite, or very closely opposite to where Magdalena is over in Capricorn. That's a pretty loose T-square, but I can feel it flowing. Isis, whenever Isis and Magdalena can get together, they're like, hey, yeah, let's party. That's what it feels to me anyways. So you have these two, like, divine mother owning of sexuality, and this is a big theme for this full moon, of the owning of your sexuality. And we'll really get into that in the next update when I bring in Medusa dancing, doing a pirouette on top of the galactic center conjunct the super full moon. But as we're starting to kind of like let the energy of this super full moon in Sagittarius build, it's that energy of divine grace and queendom, sovereignty that Isis and Sirius both hold very strongly. And the warrior energy, not war, but strength in the face of adversity that Mars holds, sitting on top of Chiron, saying, we've got you. We've got you. As the Great Attractor sits over here and says, let me suck all that you no longer need out. All that poison, all those stories and projections and that shame that you are carrying, that you don't need anymore about who you truly are. Let me suck all that away and transmute it. It doesn't need to be in this place anymore. You don't need to hold it anymore. And as you release that, then you're able to stand more solidly in who you are, which will then help bring us into Medusa's dance with the galactic center. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can be updated and notified. Ring that little bell so you know when Medusa and the galactic center come in Probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Until then, let's really, really, really dance with holding our backbone, holding our core sense of self as the great attractor pulls out all that we do not need anymore. All that we do not need anymore. Because don't you know your queen? This song by Perfume Genius has been playing on a loop. Don't you know your queen? That'll be more in the Medusa Galactic Center as well. There is so much amazing opportunity to reclaim all of yourself, your truest nature, and to release the power that any projections that have been placed upon you, that you have placed upon yourself, and a reclaiming of your sexuality, of your sexual beingness. That's really loud during this full moon cycle. I feel like Isis is part of that templating. You know, she remolds and remakes your body. She teaches you that you have the power to remold, to remake, to rebirth yourself. Yum. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Once again, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you know whenever I upload new frequencies. The Blue Flame membership portal is open, and it would be amazing to have you join. I'll throw a link to the Patreon there. The gift for June is this really beautiful fennel and dried orange and lemon balm tea, and it's all been activated with Medusa and algal and the sun, and it's so yummy. It's so yummy. It's this beautiful sun tea. I'm also, I have started offering the one-on-one sessions, and they are really beautiful, and it would be amazing to transmit with you individually and privately and personally. I'll put a link below for that as well. Oh, my goodness. I will just say, as I always do, in all ways, so much and many loves to you from all the dimensions. Oh, so beautiful. I love you. Thank you.